All right, everybody. Hoping this works out okay. First time going live in a while since I've been away. So had to do one little fix to try to get the camera where it's, the phone where it's not so high up. This is the Giants and the Phillies 2015 Strat-O-Matic Demolition League. We are at Series 4. And this is matchup number 2 of Series 4. Between the Phillies and the Giants, and it's actually the home opener for the Phillies. Their first time playing at home. After the first 3 series were on the road. So they're hoping the home cooking will get it done. So the starting pitchers for both teams, it's the aces of both teams. It'll be MadBum, Madison Bumgarner for the Giants. And for the Phillies, it will be Cole Hamels. Let's see if I can get this maybe a little bit lower so that it doesn't, so you can see the cards a little bit better, hopefully. Shall see. Is Bumgarner against Cole Hamels. Hello, Mr. Replay Gamer. I don't think I ever got your first name. I always just call you the Replay Gamer. But I do enjoy your channel. And although I'm not a big APA fan, I certainly enjoy your version of APA or playing APA. Hello, Mr. Mark. How are you? Good to see everybody on a Saturday late morning. A little bit later start than what I would like. I did go ahead and get the rest rolls done out of the way, so I don't have to worry about those. I will go ahead and show the last games for each team. For the Phillies, they actually picked up their second win as they beat the Mets by the score of 4-3, so they're now 2-7. And the Giants, in their last game, were losers to the Mariners by the score of 2-1, so they dropped to 3-6. So as we move on, we look at the starting lineups for both teams and the rest rolls that came up for the Giants. Adrianza and Maxwell, who were actually subbing in the previous game, they came up for rest rolls, so they're going to rest, which doesn't really affect Giants all that much. For the Phillies, same thing. They were using a backup catcher, Rupp, and then Andre Blanco back up at third, so they have to rest, but again, that's not really going to affect them all that much. Starting lineups for each team. First for the Giants, the visiting Giants, Aoki in left, Pagan in center, Posey at first base today, because I want to get Sanchez some playing time. So Posey's at first, Pence is in right, Crawford at short, Duffy at third, Panik at second, Sanchez catching, and Bumgarner at first. So with the lefty on the mound, they're giving first baseman Brandon Belt the game off. How do you read the error chart on the advanced? Okay, I'll show that real quickly. What you do, let's look at it from an infielder's perspective, I guess. Let's look at, say we're doing this error check on a second baseman. We roll a D20. If the D20 is between 8 and 12, then there's no place on the range chart. There is no 8 to 12 on the range chart. So if it comes up at 8 to 12, then we come down to the error chart. If it's 1 to 7 or 13 to 20, you just take the number and see what it does. But if it's 8 to 12, we go to the error chart, then you roll the 2d6s, third d6 is optional. Let's say it's an E12, then we roll all 3. If it comes up as a 2 on the 2d6s, if they come up double 1 for a 2, then you come over here, there's a split chance on a 2. It's not necessarily an error. A 1 to 3 on the white die would be an error. But if the white die was a 4 through 6, it would drop down to a ground ball A. So that's how the advanced chart works on the errors. Check the range first, and then if the range is not a factor, then you go to the error chances and see what happens on the error chances. All right, Bumgarner and Hamels, they both have a 0 next to their name on the injury, so they have no chance of being injured. So they're going to go at it as long as they can. Both of them have fatigue of 7. So let's move this over here. Let's see, I'm going to get everything in place to make sure I got room. So I've got the game on the computer so I can see what you guys are seeing. At least in theory, I can see what you're seeing. Might need to bring this down a hair, or up a hair, I should say, to fit everything in. Or also could tilt this down just a hair as well. Anytime, Mark, anytime. Glad to explain something the best I can. I'm not an expert. I think I do decent at it, but I'm certainly not the rules expert. But I'll do what I can. Okay, trying to get, when I put these things in here, sometimes they get curled up on me, so I'm trying to keep them folded down as best I can. Can't always get that to happen. Let's move these over here and allow for pitching cards to be put into place. So Cole Hamels is going to be the guy that gets the start for the Phillies. He's had a rough start. He has definitely had a rough start. Of course, he's not gotten much run support either. But on the season replay, he has pitched 2 games. He's 0-2 with a 7.84 ERA, 10 innings pitched, 10 hits, 6 walks, 15 strikeouts, and 2 home runs. So kind of a double whammy. He's not pitching that well, and he's not getting any run support, hence the 0-2 record. So he's going to see what he can do here against the Giants. Both these teams are kind of anemic on the offensive end, so they're going to see what they can do. One thing I meant to do before we start, let me pull Cole Hamels back. One thing I like to do is provide bullpen and bench for both teams, so you know who I have available in case you want to manage along. Not that you want to do that, but if you do, that's okay. For the Giants, again, Restro, Andrianza, and Maxwell, so they can come in at the 7th inning or later. And they also have another right-handed infielder, Casey McGee, and then 2 lefties, Gregor Blanco and the aforementioned Brandon Belt, who's getting the game off. So that's your bench for the Giants. The bullpen for the Giants, they have 2 left-handers, which I like to keep each team at 2 left-handers, Javier Lopez and Jeremy Affeldt. And then they have 5 right-handers to complete the bullpen, Yasmiro Petit, Gene Machi, George Cantos, Sergio Romo, and their closer, Santiago Casilla. Hello, Mr. RJL. I hope you are doing well. Really enjoyed the start of your 79 season in Inside Pitch. And, of course, I know you're excited waiting for the 86 Strat cards to show up so you can do some stuff with your Mets. All right, for the Phillies, their bench, they're resting a lot of their left-handers. Of course, you got Rupp and Blanco who had to rest, do the rest rolls. But then Ryan Howard's getting the game off, Chase Utley's getting the game off, and Grady Sizemore, but they are available off the bench. Bullpen for the Phillies, they have 2 left-handers, Jake Diekman and Elvis Araujo. And then right-handers, Jemar Gomez, Luis Garcia, Justin DeFreitas, Ken Giles, and their closer, Jonathan Papelbon. So now you know who I have available to... I actually ordered mine late. I mean, I pre-ordered it, but I didn't pre-order it as early as some other folks did, so I'm sure I'm at the back of the line as far as getting the cards in, which is no big deal. I can wait because my time mostly is going to be tied up in this. But I did want those because I don't want them to sell out and then not be available. All right, so Cole Hamels facing Nori Aoki. Give one final check. Let's see. Can everybody see the cards okay, or do I need to lower the phone to get closer? I may need to do that. Let's lower it just a hair, maybe. Not know if that helps or not, but we'll try it. See if that gets a little bit closer anyway. So you can see the results that I'm seeing. Got our dice, all red and white for the Phillies as the home team. All right, so Nori Aoki. Yeah, replay gamer. That comes from watching Tenacious Earl when he did his Tenacious League. I've always been an as-played guy, so I've never done this kind of thing. So I thought it'd be fun to try, and hopefully it's fun for everybody else. I'm sure the 86 was. I'm very sure that was, because that was definitely one of those high season orders. Don't know about 47. I did order 47 just because it's Jackie Robinson's first year, but I don't know. I'm sure 86 is much more popular than that. But when you order from Strat, sometimes you order in bulk to save on shipping. So sometimes it's you pay a little extra, but you get it all in one shipping package. Anyway, we're ready to go. Appreciate Mark and RJL and the replay gamer and whoever else is here We're roughly almost quarter to 12 on a Saturday morning here on the East Coast. And this is Series 4, Matchup 2, Game 1, game number 47 out of 270. And the replay date is April 23rd, 2015. Coast Kid, how are you doing? Good to see you. I don't think I've seen that name before. So we're ready to go. Obviously a Brett Favre fan, looks like. All right, here is Nori Aoki against Hamels, 3-9. And that's a leadoff single for Nori Aoki. And Hamels continues to struggle. Aoki's a B stealer. He will have to be held. Don't know if he's going to go anywhere. B stealers a 13, -3 for being held is a 10. And then the catcher, Arm Ruiz, is a +1, making an 11. Do they want to send him? 1 to 11 is a 55% chance. On the season, he stole 14 bases, got caught 5. We're going to try it. Why not? It's a live stream. Why not try it? 1 to 11, he's safe. And he's in there. Stolen base for Nori Aoki. So Giants trying to manufacture some runs early against Cole Hamels. And that'll bring up the center fielder, Angel Pagan. Aoki, of course, will be held at second base. Hamels to the switch hitting Pagan, 1-4. It's ground ball shortstop A. The ball hit to the left side. The runner has to hold. So there's one away. And that'll bring up Buster Posey. He is playing first base today. 1, to give him a rest from catching, and 2, to get some at-bats for Sanchez. He's only played 1 game out of the first 9. So I thought in the 10th game we needed him to play catcher so we don't wear out Mr. Posey. Hamels to Posey. 1-9 again. That's a ground ball second base C. With it being a C and to the right side, it will move the runner over. So there's 2 down. Runner now at third for Hunter Pence, right fielder. 4-7 against Hamels. 1 to 5 is a single that will get the first run of the game. 6 to 20, and the third baseman, Cody Ashley, will field it and end the inning. And Cody Ashley makes the play. So Aoki gets stranded at third. Giants come away empty-handed against Cole Hamels. We go to the bottom of the first. It is the Phillies coming to bat as the Giants have nothing, and the Phillies coming to bat. Madison Bumgarner is your pitcher, and we'll get his totals through his first 2 starts. Madison Bumgarner, his stats. He is, let's see, do I have a record for him? Looks like he is 1-0. I'm sorry, looks like he's 1-1, my bad. Well, let's do this. Let's put in the 3 game of the. I'm going to go ahead, because I got the game on the computer. I'm going to go ahead and score it up to this point, so I can flip the lineup over. Just take a quick second to do that. Okay, now we're set. Bumgarner is 1-1 with a 2.57 ERA, 14 innings pitched, 10 hits, 2 walks, 15 strikeouts in his first 2 starts. All right, so Bumgarner will be facing Odubel Herrera to lead things off. Normally I lead off with Galvis, but Herrera does pretty well against lefties, so I want to bring Herrera up and put Galvis in the number 2 position. See if that can help. Again, both these teams are struggling. Giants 3-6, Phillies 2-7. So not exactly the cream of the crop, but it is early. 3-11 for Herrera, and he is hit by the pitch. There's no injury there, but it's just a hit by pitch. So Bumgarner comes inside early on Herrera and plunks him. He is a B stealer. Now Bumgarner does not have the luxury of Posey behind the plate. He has the backup catcher Sanchez, who's a +1 arm. So Herrera's a B stealer, makes him a 13, -3 for being held as a 10, but the +1 is an 11. Same odds we have with Aoki, so we may as well try it because they're going to have to manufacture runs against Bumgarner. 1 to an 11, and he will steal it. That is a 2. It's a possible throwing error on Sanchez, so we know Herrera steals the base. Now let's check Sanchez for his T rating. He is a T rating, Mr. Sanchez, of 6. His T rating is 1 to 6. So if we roll a 1 to 6, then he will uncork one into the outfield, and Herrera will take third. Nope, it's 14, so fortunately for them, Joe Panik was able to keep that from getting by him, but it's a stolen base. Oh, cool. All right. Is it pronounced Favre like Brett, or is it pronounced Favre, or is it, how is it pronounced? I'm assuming it's pronounced the same, but different people pronounce their name different ways. All right, so Herrera's at second base, and he will be held. And here is Freddie Galvis as the Phillies try to break through against MadBum here in the first inning. We get a 5-3, switch hitter batting right-handed. 5-3 is a ground ball, first base X. So first base X, first baseman is Posey. So again, Posey playing the first base to keep his bat in the lineup. He is a 2 and an E4. 2 and an 11 probably is going to go to an error rating. 2 and 11 will go to an error rating, so we can check the error chances for Posey. He is an E4, so we come over here to E4. If we roll a 3 to 4 on the 2D6s, it's an error. 5 to 12, it's a ground ball A. If we roll a 2, then we got to do a split chance. So Posey's error, and we roll a 2 right on cue. How about that? So it will be a 2-base error on Posey if we roll a 1 to 5 on the white die. If we roll a 6, it's a ground ball A. Otherwise, it's a 2-base error. So it is a 2-base error on Posey. So you try to give Posey a rest, and he ends up crapping the bed on a 2-base error. E3 on Posey, a 2-base error. Galvis will take second base. And the Phillies grab a 1-0 lead. Posey, I don't know what happened to him. 2-base error is kind of rough. But Herrera scores, no RBI given. And now we got Frenchie, Jeff Franco, stepping to the plate. Galvis at second base will be held. He runs well. He runs at a 14, so they will hold him on. Here's Frenchie, 3-7. That's a ground ball shortstop with a plus. So since he's being held on, that's going to get through for a base hit. That's a single 2 stars because they were holding the runner. That plus means it gets through the infield. RBI single for Franco. And just like that, the Phillies lead it 2-0 on MadBum. Who'd have thought that? And Franco will not be held on first. He doesn't run well. Here's Darren Rupp at playing first base today in place of Ryan Howard. They're giving Howard the game off against the tough lefty. So Rupp going to see if he can make it rough for MadBum. Still nobody out. 6-4. That's a ground ball shortstop X. Shortstop is Crawford. And Brandon Crawford is a 1. 1 and a 14. That could be a double play. We'll see. Check the chart. 1 and a 14 is a ground ball A. So it is a 6-4-3 double play. And that will certainly help MadBum a little bit. Although the damage is pretty much already done with the 2 runs. But that cleans the slate, and that brings up the second baseman, Cesar Hernandez, a switch hitter, giving the left-hander Utley the game off. 2-7, and that's a ground ball shortstop. It's a plus, but nobody's on base, so it doesn't matter. But the Phillies pick up 2 runs, kind of open the door there with that 2-base error by Posey. We go to the second, it's 2-0 Phillies. Surprising the Giants. Well, the Giants aren't that great, but they're surprising Madison Bumgarner for sure. All right, Brandon Crawford will lead things off, the shortstop, against Mr. Hamels. 6-4. That's a ground ball shortstop X. That's Freddie Galvis. And Mr. Galvis checks in as a 2. 2 and a 1. That's probably a base hit. Usually roll a 1 on there. It's almost a guaranteed hit unless you're a 1 fielder. And it certainly is. It's a single. So that one sneaks by Freddie Galvis. One shortstop sneaks it by the other. Brandon Crawford, a leadoff single. He is a C stealer, but he will not try to go anywhere. And that brings up Matt Duffy at third base. 5-10. That's a catcher X. That is Ruiz. And Ruiz, the catcher, is a 4, so not very good. 4 and a 1. Boy, they're getting some rough rolls there on the D20. Second consecutive 1 roll. 4 and a 1 is a pass ball and a foul out. So pass ball will move Crawford up to second base, but then Duffy will foul out to complete the at-bat. So there is 1 away for second baseman Joe Panik. He's usually a number 2 hitter, but against the lefty, they dropped him down to the number 7 spot. 5-11. That's a single to left field. Question is, do they want to try to send Crawford? First of all, the left fielder, Revere, has an arm of +3, so that might help their decision. Crawford runs at a 14. He was being held, so that makes him a 13, but then you got the +3 from Revere. That makes him now a 16. So 1 to 16, they're going to send him. And he's in there. So RBI single for Joe Panic, as the Giants didn't panic, and they've cut the lead to 2 to 1. So Joe Panic is aboard. He will not be held at first as a D stealer. And that brings up Hector Sanchez, the backup catcher, getting his second game of the season. Hamels has to bear down. 3-7 against the lefty. Ground ball pitcher B, that's a fielder's choice. It's going to go 1 to 4 as he flips to, Hamels flips to the second baseman Hernandez for the fielder's choice. So 2 away. New runner at first is Sanchez. He's certainly not going to be held. And here's Madison Bumgarner. You're not going to see this anymore with the new DH implemented, but in the 15 season, Bumgarner, 247 average with 5 home runs. So other than Shohei Ohtani, you probably won't see any pitchers hitting going forward unless they run out of position players and they have to use a pitcher. So here's Bumgarner. He's a lefty thrower but a righty hitter, so you got to keep that in mind. 6-11, and that's a strikeout, so it didn't matter how he was hitting. He is gone. But the Giants do pick up a run, cut the lead to 2 to 1. And we go to the bottom of the second. And it will be Cody Ashe, third baseman, to lead things off for the Phillies. Cody Ashe. 4-7 against Bumgarner. That's a strikeout. So Ashe is gone. Brings up the catcher, Carlos Ruiz. 2-10 against the lefty. That's a walk. So Carlos Ruiz draws the 1-out walk. E-stealer, he will not be held. And lefty Ben Revere, the number 8 hitter, steps to the plate. 3-6 against MadBum. That's a ground ball A. It's a 4-6-3 double play to end the inning. And that will force Hamels to lead off next inning. So 2 innings are in the books. It's the Phillies 2 and the Giants 1. Both pitchers, again, have fatigue of 7, so they can go a ways if they're effective. Nori Aoki, top of the order for the Giants, leads off here in the top of the third. They try to dip into that lead a little bit more. 4-8 against the lefty. That's a leadoff walk. That's not what Cole Hamels wanted. But Aoki is on again. Now, he stole last time, but I think we're going to hold him up this time and have Pagan swing away. Angel Pagan. 6-4. Pagan's a switch hitter batting right-handed. Ground ball shortstop X. That is Galvis, and Freddie Galvis checks in as a 2. 2 and a 16. That might be a double play. Check the chart. 2 and a 16 for the shortstop. 2 and a 16 is a ground ball A. It is a 6-4-3 double play. Maybe I should have sent him or done a hit and run or something, but you don't know what's going to show up on the cards. That just happened. 6-4-3 double play. 2 outs, base is clear for Buster Posey. 5-12 against a right-hander. Ground ball first base X. That is Rupp. And again, he's subbing for the resting, or just for the lefty, Ryan Howard. He's a 4. 4 and a 4 is probably going to get through for a hit. I don't see any reason it wouldn't. 4 and a 4 is actually going to be a double down the line. Double down the line for Buster Posey. So Buster Posey, and now how big was that double play? He's at second base. He will not be held as an E runner. Well, let's see. Wait a minute. He's an 11. They're not going to hold him. So here is Hunter Pence. They don't want to hold him and take a chance of getting on one of these pluses. So if we roll a 1-6, that plus would get through for a hit. Same with the 3-12. So they're not going to hold him. And they'll pitch to Hunter Pence. 3-10 against the lefty. Ground ball to short. And that's going to end the inning. So Hamels pitches around that mess and comes away unscathed. We get to go to the bottom of the third. It's still 2 to 1. Favor of the Phils. MadBum back out. And he will face Cole Hamels, who will hit. And in the real season, he was a 154 hitter. No homers or runs driven in, which is about average for a pitcher. I think 154 is about average. So Cole Hamels, against MadBum. 6-7. Ground ball, second base, X. That is Mr. Panic. And Joe Panic is a 1. Very good fielder. 1 and a 5. He makes the play. And 1 away. Hamels is retired. Move on to Odubel Herrera. 5-12 against the lefty. It's a ground ball, third base, X. Third base is Duffy. He checks in defensively as a 2. 2 and a 9 might go to the error check. He is an E15 if that's the case, and it does. So he's an E15, and that's an 8. E15 and an 8 is a ground ball A. Good play. So ground ball A takes care of things. Ground to the third, 2 down. And it's going to send up Freddie Galvis. Reached on that 2-base error by Posey his last time up. 1-9 against the lefty. Grounds it right back to Bumgarner to end the innings. Easy 1-2-3 inning for Bumgarner. But at the end of 3, the Phillies still lead it 2-1. And everybody, the few people that are here watching live, I appreciate you and hope you are having a good Saturday. If those catch it later, hope you have whatever day you're watching this. I hope it's a good day for you. Here's Brandon Crawford. I know I feel better not having to deal with the COVID mess anymore. That's for sure. Here's Crawford. 2-8 against the lefty. It's a ground ball right back to Cole Hamels. And it's 1 away. That'll bring up Matt Duffy, third baseman. Duffy fouled to the catcher his first time up. 3-7 against the left-hander. He's going to ground it to short. And there's 2 away. So 2 up and 2 down. Cole Hamels doing a much better job this game than he did his first 2 starts. You figure it had to average out eventually. Here's Joe Panic, 6-7. That's a ground ball, second base, X. Second base is Mr. Hernandez. And Hernandez checks in as a 2. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, 2. 2 and an 8. Probably gets to that. 2 and an 8 for a second. No, he doesn't. It goes to his error check. I stand corrected. 2 to an 8 means he goes to his error check. And error rating for Hernandez is a 13. E13. E13 and a 5 for a second baseman. E13 and a 5 is a 1-base error. So he got to it, but he booted it. E4. E4. That keeps the inning going. So Panic is aboard. He will not be held. And that brings up Hector Sanchez, the catcher. See if he can keep the inning going. That's a 6-12. Again, there's no injury check to worry about for Hamels. 6-12 is a fly to right, and that's going to end the inning. So again, runner on base, but Hamels pitches around the error, picks up his teammate. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Still 2-1. Favor the Phillies. And that brings up Jeff Franco. I realize this matchup is not exactly made for TV. So, hello, is that Paul Me? Is that the proper pronunciation? I guess that's what it is. Don't know if it's Paul May or Paul Me, but welcome aboard as a Phillies fan. Yeah, Phillies were great back in the 80s, that's for sure. Definitely, and in the late 70s for that matter. Probably even better in the late 70s and early 80s. All right, well, welcome aboard. We're in the bottom of the 4th. Jeff Franco, Frenchie, singled his first chance. He will lead off against Bumgarner with a 2-1 lead. 4-11. 4-11, and Frenchie's going to stay hot. One's a double. Anything else will be a single. And that is a leadoff single for Jeff Franco. He's 2 for 2. He is definitely a hot hitter. He is not going to run, though. He's only an E-stealer, so he will not be held. And now Darren Rupp, who's given Ryan Howard the day off against the lefty, he will be up. 5-8, and he's doing damage. 1-3 is a triple. 4-20 is a single. 2 stars. And that's what it is. Let's go put runners at the corners with nobody out. And they are just taking it to MadBum. Ruff will not be held at first. That brings up Hernandez with runners at the corners and nobody out. To avoid a big inning, I think they're going to play double play depth, because if we roll a 2-7 and 7s come up frequently, that would get through for a hit. So they're going to play back for a double play. They'll give up the run to get 2 outs if they can. 1-6. That's a single 2 stars, and they don't have to worry about it. Another base hit. Phillies now lead it 3-1, as they are just taking it to MadBum. He is having some issues. RBI single. It does move Rupp to third. Now Hernandez is an A stealer, and with Sanchez behind the plate, they may be looking to get him into scoring position, even though there's nobody out, but it takes a double play away as well. Sanchez is a +1 arm. So A stealers of 15 being held. You subtract 2, make him a 13. +1 from the catcher makes him a 14. 1-14. Hernandez is going to try to swipe second. And he got caught trying, so they got a little bit too frisky, and it cost them, as Crawford puts on the tag. Still leaves Rupp at first base with 1 out for Cody Ashe. So that kind of put a damper on the inning. But only 1 out, Ashe can still bring him home with a sacrifice fly or a base hit. 2-9, but he strikes out. That's not a good sign for Ashe. He's 0 for 2 with 2 Ks. And now it's up to Carlos Ruiz to get the run home, or the Phillies will miss a golden opportunity to pile on. Ruiz walked his first chance. 3-8 against the lefty. He's going to pop it to third. Duffy puts it away, and what could have been a huge inning for the Phillies only produces 1 run. But I guess they should take it. They've gotten 3 runs off Bumgarner in 4 innings. Not many teams will do that. So they'll take that at the end of 4. Phillies 3 and Giants 1. Cole Hamels back out, and he'll be facing Bumgarner. Lead things off. Bumgarner bats right-handed. Keep an eye on that. 6-11, and that's a strikeout. So he struck out twice. Even though he's a good hitter, he found the pitcher card and struck out twice. Here's Aoki. He has reached base twice. Single and a walk. 6-7 against the lefty. He's a ground ball second base X. That is Hernandez, the second baseman. Cesar Hernandez, he's a 2. 2-8 goes to error check again. He made an error last time. He's trying to avoid it this time. He don't want to make 2 errors in a row. He's an E13. E13 and a 5 for a second baseman. E13 and a 5 is yet another error. So second error of the game by Cesar Hernandez. In place of Utley, he's having a rough time. So second error of the game on Hernandez. Aoki, B stealer, but down 3-1. They're not going to take any chances. And Angel Pagan, batter. 4-4 against Hamels. That's a ground ball third base X. Third baseman is Ashe, Cody Ashe. And Ashe checks in as a 4. Not very good. 4 and a 13 goes to an error check, which isn't any good either, I don't believe. And that's what we do, go to an error check. And Ashe's error rating is an E26 at third base. He's an E26. E26 and a 4 at third base. E26 and a 4 is a 1 base error, so yet another error. This one on Ashe, it's a 1 base error. So runners at first and second, and that's kind of the bugaboo or complaint about advance that people talk about, is the high number of errors that are produced. I've seen that a little bit in some games. Some games I've seen no errors, so haven't played enough of it to make a full evaluation on that. Here's Buster Posey, though. Tying runs are now on base. Hamels 3-4 to Posey. That's a pop out to short. That upside down triangle is super advanced for a ballpark, but this is just a pop to short for out number 2. Out number 2 on the pop to short. That's going to leave it up to Hunter Pence. Hunter Pence has to get it done. Hello, Parker Card Breaks. How are you? Glad you could join us. 3-1 Phillies here in the top of the 5th. 2 outs and 2 on for Hunter Pence. 6-9 against Hamels, and Hunter Pence comes through. 1's a triple, 2-20 is a single that will produce a run. It is a single, 2 stars, so that means Aoki will score. It's an unearned run. But Pence gets the RBI. Pagan moves to third. It is now a 3-2 game, as the Giants have cut into that lead. And now Brandon Crawford steps to the plate. Pence at first base will be held. He's a C stealer, so they can't just ignore him. And here's Crawford. 3-8 for Crawford. Struck him out, and that's going to end the inning. But the Giants do cut in that lead, and at the end of 4.5, it is Phillies 3, Giants 2. And Bumgarner getting a little bit of reprieve as he's getting some run support, which is not usual for the Giants. They're kind of anemic. Ben Revere will lead things off. Grounded to a double play his first time up. 1-3 against the lefty. He's going to ground it to third and put away over there easily by Mr. Duffy. One away for the pitcher, Cole Hamels. 4-4, but we're going off the pitcher card. Fly ball center field X. That is Pagan. He's not very good. He's only a 4 in center field. It's problematic. 4 and an 8. See if that falls or whether we go to error check. 4 and an 8. 4 and an 8 is a single. Had he been a 3, he would have gotten to that one, but as a 4, that's going to drop in, and Cole Hamels gets himself a single. How about that? All right, that brings up a double Herrera. Of course, Cole Hamels will not be held. Bumgarner 5-10 against Herrera. That's a fly to right. Out number 2. He just missed that 5-9, which would have been dangerous. But 5-10 was easy. 2 down for Freddie Galvis. 1-6 for Galvis. He pops it up to short. Crawford puts it away, and the inning is over. So 5 innings have been completed here in Philadelphia, and they lead it. The Phillies do 3-2 over the Giants. Hamels back out. Will face Matt Duffy, Joe Panik, and Hector Sanchez. Numbers 6, 7, and 8 in the Giant lineup. 4-7, and that is a 1-5 single. Anything else, it'll be ground ball to Ashe. And Ashe takes care of it. One away. Duffy is retired for Joe Panik. Panik, the lefty. He is 1 for 2. Singled and reached on an error. 6-9. 6-9. He's going to get 1-4 chance at a double. Anything else, it'll be put away out there by Frenchie. And Frenchie puts it away. Franco makes the play. 2 down for Hector Sanchez. Sanchez. 5-5. Switcher to batting right-handed is a walk. So it's a 2-out walk to Hector Sanchez. You can see the glare coming. I hope that's not too... I may have to do something with this. I don't know how I can do it, though. It's coming in from the window, so can't really... Hopefully it just doesn't get in the way. Here's Bumgarner. Madison Bumgarner. I guess I can do this. I don't know if that helps or not. No, that makes it worse, doesn't it? Oh, well. Have to hopefully live with it. I don't know any way to block it. I guess I put my hand up here and try to block it like that. That would be kind of... I can't really hold this position the whole game, though, so... Here's Bumgarner. 1-7. And look at this. Against the lefty, 1-9 home run chance for Bumgarner. A 1-9. And Bumgarner will hit a 2-run homer, and the Giants will take the lead. 10-20 is just a deep out. Madison Bumgarner has done it. A 2-run homer. Who needs the DH? 2-run home run for Madison Bumgarner. And the Giants have taken a 4-3 lead. And the Phillies fans can't believe it. Cole Hamels definitely can't believe it, as he has given up the long ball to MadBum. Here's Aoki, 2-6. He will fly to left to end the inning. But 2 runs come in for the Giants, and they now take a 4-3 lead rather. And now the Phillies have their work cut out for them, because now the Giants have come all the way back and given Bumgarner a lead to work with. It'll be Frenchie. He is 2 for 2. He will lead off 2 for 2. 112, though. That's a low max, but nobody's on base, so it's just 1 out. But it could have been as much as a triple. It would have been a triple play, I do believe, in advanced. It had runners been on base, but not the case here. Here's Darren Rupp. 6-8. 1-16 is a single. Anything else, he lines to Duffy on a 17-20, but that's a base hit for Darren Rupp. He's 2 for 3 in place of Ryan Howard. Rupp does not run well. He will not be held. Here's Cesar Hernandez. He had the 2 errors. Check that. He made 1 error. Oh, he has made 2 errors in the game. My bad. He has made 2 errors. 3 Phillies errors in the game. Haven't helped. 6-12, that's a ground ball pitcher X. He's a 2 E7. Pitcher a 2 and a 13, almost guaranteed to go to the error check, which it does. Oh, no, it doesn't either. Oh, yeah, it does. My bad. So he is an E7 error rating, and that's a 9. E7 and a 9 is a ground ball A, so it's a good play. So there you go. Not every. Oh, actually, it's a double play because it's a ground ball A. So it's going to go 1 to 4 to 3 to end the inning. At the end of 6, it is still 4 to 3 Giants. And now Cole Hamels and Bumgarner will go into their fatigue inning at 7. So Phillies bullpen is definitely moving around down there. They do have right-hander Hector Sanchez loosening in the pen. Here's Angel Pagan. He will lead it off against Hamels. Reached on the error last time. 1-3. He's going to ground it to second, and that's put away by Hernandez. 1 down. That will bring up Buster Posey. 6-4 for the right-hander. Ground ball shortstop X. That's Freddie Galvis. Galvis is a 2. 2 and 11 will go to his error check, which is an E19. So an E19 for a shortstop. E19 and a 10. It's short. E19 and a 10 is a ground ball A. So see, another advanced play that was made. So 2 down. It's not always errors. There are a lot, but not every time. Here's Hunter Pence. 1-4, ground ball to short. So an easy 1-2-3 inning for Cole Hamels as he gets through the 7th. That's probably going to be all for Cole Hamels, though, because he's getting close to being the batter. He's hitting 4th in the bottom of the 7th. 7th inning stretch time we go. It is the Giants 4 and the Phillies 3. And again, for the folks that are watching live, I appreciate you spending part of your Saturday afternoon / morning with me. I realize the matchup is not stellar, but that's the way it came up on the schedule. All right, so Madison Bumgarner comes out, and it's also his fatigue inning. Cody Ashley is up. He has struck out twice. You wonder if they go to the bench here and maybe try to bring a right-hander in. We are in the 7th, so all the guys that had to rest are eligible to come back. So that means Blanco is eligible to hit. So they're going to pinch hit with Andres Blanco and give Cody Ashley the rest of the game off, as he didn't seem to be able to handle Mr. Bumgarner. So Cody Ashley sits, and Blanco will now take over at third base going forward. So Blanco, pinch hitter. Switch hitter, but of course batting right-handed against Bumgarner. I appreciate that, RJL, or Robert. I have a lot of fun, and just hope other people also have a few minutes of enjoyment as well. 4-6, switch hitter batting right-handed. That's a strikeout for Bumgarner. Yes, he doesn't look like he's tired at all. That's a big strikeout. 1 down for Carlos Ruiz. 5-6, that's another strikeout. So Bumgarner getting a second wind, apparently. 2 strikeouts in a row. Here's Revere. If Revere reaches, they will pinch hit for Hamels. 6-8. That's a 1-15 single. 1-15 is a single, and the inning continues. And it is. So it's a 2-out single for Ben Revere. And we will now get a pinch hitter for Cole Hamels. As the Phillies need some offense, they will go to the only other right-hander on the bench, I believe, or do they go to a lefty? They don't have a whole lot on the bench, to be quite honest with you. They're going to go with Cameron Rupp. Cameron Rupp. He did have to rest, but we're in the 7th inning, so he's eligible to come back. He's the only right-hander on the bench. He is their backup catcher. 233 average, 9 home runs, but 233 is the best they've got on the bench because Utley and Howard are just not good. All right, so here's Cameron Rupp. Let's see what he can do with 2 outs and a runner at first. Now, Revere, do they try to send Revere? He is an A stealer. And again, Sanchez is a +1 arm, so it would pretty much make sense to send him. The only problem is he gets caught stealing, then you've burned Cameron Rupp. But if he's successful, he gets into scoring position. So he's a +1 arm, and the runner Revere is an A stealer, which means it's a 15, -2 is a 13, +1's a 14. 1 to 14, I think you have to send him. And he's in there, stolen base, so he's in scoring position, is Revere, and he will have to be held on second base. So any base hit, most likely by Rupp, would tie the game. Bumgarner's got to bear down with 2 outs. 3-9, and he does. Fly to left is going to end the inning. Bumgarner pitches around it. 7 innings are in the books. It's still 4-3 Phils. 4-3 Giants, rather, I should say. Cole Hamels is going to be done because he was pinch hit for. So Cole Hamels is going to go 7 innings, and he's going to face 31 batters. I wish this glare wasn't there, but really can't do anything about it. I'll bring us over here. Maybe that helps a little bit, just to show what we have. And we go to the bullpen. And in the bullpen, coming into the game, not going to be Hector Sanchez. That was my bad. He pitched 2 innings in the last game, so I forgot he is ineligible. It will actually be Kenny Giles. So Ken Giles is coming on. He was 6-3 with a 1.80 ERA, 15 saves. He took over as a closer when Papelbon got traded to Washington. So Ken Giles is going to come on and try to keep this thing close. We'll check his injury chance for Kenny Giles. Go to the roster sheet and see what his injury check would be for Mr. Giles. And it is a 1, which means a 6-12. He is susceptible to injury. So try to avoid the 6-12s as much as possible. So Kenny Giles, and he will come out facing Brandon Crawford. It'll be Crawford, Duffy, and Panic. So 2 out of 3 are lefties. They could have brought a lefty in, but Giles is a better pitcher than the lefties are, so they're going to try to let Giles pitch this 8th and try to keep it close. Here's Crawford, 3-9, struck him out. Good start here in the 8th as he strikes out Brandon Crawford. Brings up Matt Duffy. 6-10, again 6-12 would have been his injury check. 6-10, fly ball right field X. That's Frenchie, Jeff Francoeur. And Francoeur as an outfielder is a 2. 2 and a 5, I think he gets to that, but we'll verify it. 2 and a 5 is a fly ball B. That's good enough. So Francoeur ranges to make the catch. 2 down for Joe Panic, second baseman. Panic singled, reached on the air, and flew to right, rather. 1-8 for Panic. 1 to 4 is a single. Anything else, he lines out to Hernandez. And he's going to line out to Hernandez. So Giles goes a 1-2-3 inning. He's a 1-inning pitcher, so I'm going to cap him at 1. We go to the bottom of the 8th, still 4-3 in favor of the Giants. Now Bumgarner did give up a single, but he's still good as far as fatigue goes. So they're going to leave him in there to pitch the 8th. And he's going to be facing a double Herrera, top of the order, Herrera, Galvis, and Francoeur. Herrera, 2-5 against the lefty, struck him out. So again, Bumgarner getting those strikeouts late in the game. Here's Freddie Galvis. Phillies desperate for a base runner. 4-6 against the right-hander, struck him out. So Bumgarner continuing to get that second win. Here's Francoeur, though. He's been the only guy to really figure out Bumgarner. Francoeur, he's 2 for 3. 4-8. He doesn't figure him out here. It's a strikeout with a dot, but he's not tired yet. He's only given up 1 base runner since the fatigue inning, so he strikes out the side. Does Bumgarner, and that's going to end the inning. So 8 innings are in the books here in Philadelphia, and they score remains 4-3. Now let's see who the Phillies are going to bring in to pitch the top of the 9th. Do they go to a lefty or a righty? Let's see who's coming up. Sanchez is a switch hitter. Then you got the pitcher spot Bumgarner, who may or may not hit. They may go ahead and bring in another. Well, you know what? Yeah. And then you got Aoki, a lefty. So let's see who they want to bring in. They're going to bring in a lefty, Jake Diekman. So Jake Diekman is on for the Phils to pitch the 9th and try to keep it close. Diekman is in the 2015 season 2-1 with a 5.15 ERA, and his job is to keep the score right where it is. So Hector Sanchez, the catcher, will lead off. switch hitter. Well, now bat right-handed. 2-6, and he's going to ground it to second. Nice play there by Hernandez, one away. And now the pitcher spot is up, so Madison Bumgarner, you know what, he's at the 2-run homer. It'd be kind of silly to pinch hit for him, wouldn't it? I think they're going to let him hit. He may not come back and pitch the ninth, but they're going to let him hit because he's such a good hitter against lefties. 2-5, though, he struck out. So he wanted a column 1. He found a column 2. So probably should have pinch hit for him, but really there's not a whole lot on the bench either. So do what you can. Here's Aoki. 2 outs, bases clear. 6-9, that's a strikeout. And let me double check and make sure that wasn't an injury for Diekman. I forgot to check what his injury number was, but if it's 6-9, he'd be susceptible to injury. Let's check the Phillies for Jake Diekman. His injury is not listed on here for some reason. Let's go down the extra players. Diekman, yeah, there he is. He's a 2, which means 6-11. So the 6-9 does not hurt him. So he gets the strikeout of Aoki to end the inning. Diekman's going to go 1 inning, face 3 batters. And that's going to be all for Bumgarner. He's going to go 8 innings, and he's going to face 30 batters. And they will turn it over to Santiago Casilla, their closer, to try to close the deal. Now with the right-hander coming on, that does open up the possibilities for pinch hitting by the Phillies, namely Ryan Howard and Chase Utley. Casilla on the 2015 season, 4-2, 2.79 ERA and 38 saves. So I just feel like you need to get him in there. Even though, obviously, Bumgarner is pitching well. Now, you got Rupp, the first baseman is a right-handed hitter. He's going to be pulled, and Ryan Howard will pinch hit. So Ryan Howard will pinch hit for Rupp, and if it goes extra innings, he will stay in the game to play first base. But Ryan Howard's going to lead things off against Santiago Casilla. See if there's any ninth inning magic for the Phillies. They trail it 4-3 here in the ninth. 1-4 for Howard, and that's a base hit. Single to left field for Ryan Howard. They'd love to pinch hit for Howard, but I don't think they have anybody else that can play first base. They've already used Rupp. Let me check the rest of their lineup, see if anybody else can play first base. Well, Blanco could, so they might be looking at a pinch runner here. They're going to use Grady Sizemore to pinch run for Ryan Howard. So it is Sizemore. And if it goes extra innings, they can move Blanco to first and put somebody else at third, namely Chase Utley. So Howard has been lifted. He did his job. He got on base. And Grady Sizemore will run for him. Sizemore, not a good stealer as an E stealer, but he does run as a 13, which was better than the 9 that was represented by Ryan Howard. Now, Hernandez is a B bunter. They'd be expecting to make him a C bunter. Do they want to do that? I guess protocol says you have to bunt. So we'll go to the bunt chart. We'll go to the advanced strategy bunt chart. A 2D6 roll. He is a B bunter. Corners are in, makes him a C. C and an 8. So a C and an 8 on, I'm sorry, I was looking at the hit and run. C and an 8. C and an 8. Batters thrown up by first baseman, runners advance. So got the job done. Sacrifice hit 3-4. As Posey flips to panic covering, and Sizemore takes second base. So Sizemore is in scoring position with 1 out, and Andres Blanco, the batter. See what he can do against Casilla. 1-11, and it's a ground ball first base A. That will get the runner over to third, but now there are 2 outs. And it's up to Carlos Ruiz to get it done. Last chance for the Phillies. Runner at third and 2 down. Bottom of the ninth, 4-3 Giants. Casilla looking for the save. 6-10. That's a fly to left. That's going to be the ball game. Ballpark effect we're not using because it's just advanced. So it's simply a fly to left and the ball game is over. The Giants hang on and beat the Phillies by the score of 4-3. And we'll do the totals real quickly. For the Giants, 4 runs. And let's see how many hits they had. They had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 hits, and I believe they committed 1 error. That was on Posey. I know the Phillies made 3 errors. That hurt them quite a bit. Let's look left on base for the Giants. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Like 6 left on unofficially. For the Phillies, they got, how many hits did they get? They got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hits I've got them for. And left on base, 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got 4 left on unofficially. But the big inning they're going to regret, right, is this inning right here. The caught stealing kind of took they had runs in the corners, nobody out. 1 run was already in. They took a chance, got caught stealing, and then a strikeout and a pop out. So they really could have jumped on Bumgarner, and it just didn't happen. So there's your ball game. Giants now improved to 4 and 6. The lowly Phillies dropped to 2 and 8 on a 4-3 victory. Player of the game, Bumgarner. Not only did he pitch to 8 innings very well, but his 2-run homer was the difference in the game. So he gets the game-winning RBI as well. Again, for the Giants, 4 runs, 6 hits, 1 error, 6 left. For the Phillies, 3 runs, 8 hits, 3 errors, and 4 left. And again, winning pitcher was Madison Bumgarner. Loser is Cole Hamels. And the save goes to Santiago Casilla, who did give up 1 base runner, and that was it. So that's your ball game. Next video, don't know when it'll post, but it'll be the Boston Red Sox at the Cleveland Indians. That will be the next game on the schedule. That will be on video. And I'll show the rest of Series 4 so you can see who's left. So Series 4, we got Boston and Cleveland next. Then we got Arizona at Seattle, followed by Cincinnati at Tampa Bay. Those will be the next 2 videos on the channel. But those will be uploaded sometime during the week. I'm not sure when. Today's Saturday, so it's my day to start recording stuff, so I'm going to try to record as many of those as possible. In fact, I've already recorded the Boston-Cleveland game, so that's already out of the way. So now I just have the other 2 games to do on video, which is Arizona at Seattle and Cincinnati at Tampa Bay. We've already played Houston and the Mets. That was last week when I was trying to get my feet back into the game. So that's going to do it from here. I do appreciate anybody or everybody that came in. Coast Kid 1958, RJL, of course, Parker Card Breaks, Paul Me, the Replay Gamer. Appreciate all of you guys, and Mark Levine or Levine, I'm not sure how it's pronounced. I don't want to butcher somebody's name, but I do appreciate all you guys coming in, and I do certainly appreciate all you guys that watch it later on. I know I'm fighting a battle with college basketball. It's about 12:30, so some of the big college basketball games are going to be starting up. I was trying to get this in as best I could. So that's going to do it from here. Giants, Bumgarner, the man. They win it 4-3 over the tough luck Phils. Cole Hamels drops to 0-3, and Bumgarner improves to 2-1. And Casilla got the save. I'm not sure how many saves he has. Let me go to the computer and see if it'll tell me. See how many saves Casilla has now. Casilla. That was his 4th save. He had 3 saves. He's got 4 saves. So he has saved every Giant victory. So every Giant win has been a close one because Casilla has saved all 4 of them. So hope you all enjoy the rest of your Saturday or whenever you're watching this. Phillies can't quite catch up, but hey, they gave it a go. But there's still a lot of games to play. This was only game 10 out of 54. So still 44 games remaining for all the teams. So anything can happen. You never know who might get hot. Rosters can change. Injuries can happen. All that good stuff. So until next time, again, appreciate all you guys for tuning in. Until next time, enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it, and I will see you all down the road.